Good evening, everyone. Jai Hind to all of you. Welcome to this session again, and this is Dose of Notes. This is the session in which I try to give you some notes. I try to do some analysis, some X factors, some keywords, some facts, so that you can take maybe jotting down of these notes and can help yourself in prelims and mains examination. A very important section that is flowing by, and I would like to welcome you all to this session. And this is Chandramouli in front of you. I would like to start this very session with a very positive thing. And these are perhaps the time in which we all might be worried about one thing or the other. We have to look towards the examination also, and we have to take care of ourselves and our near and dear ones. But there is one thing that I would want you to remember always. It goes like, उदय सविता रक्तः रक्तः अस्तमय तथा संपत्तौ च विपत्तौ च महताम एक रूपता. Now this is to mean that if you are, just look at the sun. When sun rises, it is reddish. When it sets, it is again reddish. That means while you are rising, if you behave in the same manner, and while you are facing some problems, you behave in the same manner, this is the attribute characteristic of some person who is going to be successful throughout his life or her life. So be like that you are not worried about whether you have, like you might have achieved something, but still you are that person which we might have known in earlier days. And even if you don't have anything, you still have that attitude, you still have that firm thing with you, that humble nature of yours. I think this is all life all about. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Jai Hind, Namaste. Chaliye. So this is the largest platform again that you are joining. Pranam, pranam. And this is the largest platform where we are all contributing maybe whatever experience and whatever things that we have got as a speciality with us. We are trying to share it with you. And this is going to be the dose of notes. And we have already discussed few of the notes thing. This is my Telegram channel, and I think many of you have joined it. Still, if you are looking for it, you can look for Chandramouli sir for UPSC, and there you also have my group link. So from channel, you can come to the group. And we had our batch starting from yesterday, that is 19th of January. Still, if you are looking for, maybe any of you or anyone else looking for these batches, that is combo one, that means your GS plus optional, you can try to join it or ask your friends to join it maybe. And this is in 63898 if you apply my code of CMC. Now this extension thing has gone. So it is your 63898. You will get the books and you will get the test series. You would have got the extension if you joined it yesterday only. This is something that I am looking out for. And today's topic हम आपको बता देते हैं. हैरी, आज फिर से हम थोड़ा इलेक्शन में जा रहे हैं और एक बहुत अच्छा सा टॉपिक आ रहा था सामने. हम चाहते थे आपसे डिस्कस करें, कुछ चीजें थे आपको. This is your mega combat that will be happening on 23rd of January, 11 AM. आपको 1 घंटा बस देना है और 56 क्वेश्चन है. Lakhs of people are trying to sit in this examination. आपको बस चेक करना है कि मेरा स्टैंड कहाँ है, where do I stand in this whole process. आप नीचे लिंक में, आप देखिएगा डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक है, you can enroll there. My code is CMC, try to enroll it. और आपको इसके थ्रू पता चल जाएगा हमें कि आपका कितना स्कोर है. हम आपसे डायरेक्ट टच में भी आ सकते हैं इसके द्वारा. ठीक है, so let's begin with the topic, and the topic is electoral bonds. ये प्रोसेस पूरा है, तो मेरा थीम क्या है देखिएगा. आपको ये थीम हम ऑलरेडी लिखा चुके हैं, देखिएगा कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है थीम्स का. मेरा थीम वही रहने वाला है, इलेक्शंस. माय थीम वुड बी इलेक्शंस ओनली. उस समय आपने क्या लिखा था, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडीज और इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया, पर ये थीम है हमारा इलेक्शंस का. और इसका सब थीम क्या बनेगा, इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स. इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स कहां लगाएंगे, किस पेपर में लगाएंगे. दिस इज योर जीएस पेपर 2. दिस इज योर जीएस पेपर 2. क्लियर हो गया सबको. जीएस पेपर 2 में थीम जाएगा इलेक्शंस का. आज से इलेक्टोरल रिफॉर्म्स, इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया अगर आएगा, सिर्फ बॉडी की बात करेंगे तो आप ले जाएंगे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी में. अगर पूरा प्रोसेस का बात करेंगे इलेक्शन का, आप उसी पेज के बाद इसको रखिएगा, अबाउट इलेक्शंस. एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग अबाउट इलेक्शंस शैल बी कवर्ड अंडर इलेक्शंस एज अ थीम, और इसी में सब थीम बनाते चलेंगे. क्लियर हो गया सबको. चलिए एक दो चीजें क्लियर कर लेते हैं कि इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड है क्या. दीज आर फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. देखिएगा यहां प्रीलिम्स का कुछ गेम है, हम आपको बस वही बताना चाहते हैं. दीज आर फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स का क्या मतलब है, बॉन्ड्स का मतलब आप समझते होंगे, बॉन्ड्स का मतलब होता है एक पेपर है. दिस पेपर हैज बीन टेकन बाय सम इंस्टीट्यूशन by paying some money, some cash, some digital money, etc. और ये पेपर है आपके पास का, इस पेपर का वर्थ है, वो जो भी आपने पैसा वहां जमा किया है उसके एवज में आपको बॉन्ड मिला है. दिस बॉन्ड इज गोइंग टू बी दैट मच वैल्यू, कंटेनिंग और कैरिंग दैट मच वैल्यू. सो ये फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट है दैट इज यूज्ड टू फंड योर पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को फंड करने के लिए इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड लाया गया. इसके थोड़ा सा पहले चले जाते हैं तो होता यह था कि द पार्टीज यूज्ड टू रिसीव लॉट ऑफ फंड्स. उनको फंड्स मिलता था तो जितना उनको, मान लीजिए किसी ने 20,000 दे दिया, किसी ने 40,000 दे दिया, किसी ने 10 लाख दे दिए, किसी ने 1 करोड़ रुपया फंड दे दिया. ये देते क्यों थे फंड? बिकॉज देयर मेनी पीपल, मेनी कॉर्पोरेट्स वुड वांट दैट, ठीक है ये पार्टी को जीतना चाहिए तो आई वुड वांट टू गिव सम मनी एज द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ माई सेल्फ. कुछ भी कंट्रीब्यूट करते थे. आई वुड अगेन से आई वुड गो इन दिस इंग्लिश मोड. इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी थोड़ा थोड़ा एडजस्ट सब लोग को करना पड़ेगा, प्लीज जितना हो सके देखिएगा. So these bonds, before these bonds, the era was, before these bonds, what was the era like? Like you could give some money to the political parties. But there was a cliché behind this, there was a trick behind this. What was that? If you are getting something above 20,000, you will have to report it. You have to file it. You will have to let the people know that from where it has come. And if it is less than 20,000, suppose the persons are giving only 500 rupees, you need not worry about this. You need not worry about this. So below 20,000, you don't have to worry about. But after 20,000, you will have to keep tab of who has given this. So this was a requirement. Now what happened? A lot of funds were coming in. But there was a system that would come up, or there will be a system that would come up, that we cannot directly take the cash. We cannot directly accept your fund. What we have to do is, you have to route it. You route it from somewhere else. What the route is, that any such person who would want to fund a party, he would go to, or she would go to a bank, deposit the money, do the KYC, and the bank will not say anything, would not maybe give you any such detail who has actually given the money, and would only give you a bond paper, will only give you a bond paper. This bond paper will have no name on it. It will only have that this is a sum of rupees 1 lakh maybe. And this bond paper will then go to the political party, will go to the political party. Clear? So the bond paper goes to the political party. Now the political party, who is not aware about what is the name, who has given this bond, this will go and encash it at the bank, because bank has already taken the money. This encashes it at the bank. This was all about my electoral bond. Clear? Now some prelims question are, let me see how many of you can do this. If I ask you, the electoral bonds can be issued by any public sector bank. The first statement that is there, by any public sector bank, how many of you would say that yes, it is very correct, it can be issued by any public sector bank? How many of you would say that this is correct or this is false? Who would say this? Can it be done by any public sector bank? Can it be done by them? Please tell me. Please tell me. Please tell me. Let me see how many of you can answer me this question. Now I'm trying to play some fact part with you, some facts part with you, so that you can also be taking care of the prelims thing. Okay, so Aditi says yes, Sunita says no, Abhishek says sir, correct. Shruti Singha Mahapatra says yes, Sunita says only SBI, only SBI. Harry says no. Please understand this very carefully. It is only for the time being. What they have done is, only SBI has been mandated, only SBI has been mandated to issue the bonds. Only SBI has been mandated to issue the bond. SBI, only State Bank of India is authorized. Only State Bank of India is authorized. Is only authorized to issue the bonds. So do remember this. Got it, everyone? Got it? इसको याद रखना है, everyone out there. Do remember this. So the bonds can be issued by State Bank of India. Maybe if they come about with some other amendments, maybe some other banks would be there, but it is still about State Bank of India by this time. Now, another fact that you should know is, I'm asking you again a statement. Let me see how many of you can give me the answer. It can be issued in denominations of it can be issued in denominations of 1000, 2000, etc., and so on. It can be issued in denominations of 1000, 2000, and so on. What would you think here? It can be issued in the denominations of 1000, 10,000, or let me twist it. Do not see the denomination word. I'm just twisting it. It can be issued in, just wait for a second. It can be issued in multiples of 500, 1000, and so on. Please tell me now, will it be correct or not? That the electoral bond can be issued in the multiples of 500 rupees, 1000, and so on. Can it be done? Let me see how many of you can do this. How many can do this? So these are some play factors that I'm throwing at you for the prelims examination, because I feel that this time prelims paper is going to have elections as some of their theme. I feel so. Let's see. There's a gut feeling that I have. Let's see how many of you would derive this gut feeling in the elections month that are coming up. Let us see. My question is that can it be issued in multiples of 500, 1000, and so on? Ahmad Zia says false. Neil also says it's not correct. Multiple of 500, yes. Ayushi says multiple of 500, yes. Abhishek says yes. Amrita says I am late, not a problem. We have not discussed much. We have just discussed what are electoral bonds, and I am trying to ask you certain questions that they could trick you in. Please see, they can only be issued in multiples of, please see this, 1000, 10,000. देखिएगा, 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, and 1 crore, and 1 crore, and 1 crore. Please understand this. It can be issued in the multiples of 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, 1 crore, 1 crore, and there is no maximum amount, that means you can try to give him any amount of money in these multiples, so you may not be able to give them 1500, you may be able to give them 2000 as electoral bond, but not 1500. Aditi, ये सब special class में बात करेंगे ना. These all things we can discuss in special classes. You can join me at 7, at again 11:30 in the night. We have some 500 नहीं है. 500 is not there. It's only 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, 1 crore, and there is no maximum amount. Do remember this. There is means done by SBI through multiple of number. That means that you can take bonds only of, maybe suppose if you want to have 1000, so 1000 into 5. You can have 5,000 rupees. You cannot have 500 into 5. You can have 1000 into 5 being done, or 10,000 into 5 being done, or 1 lakh into 5 being done, or 10 lakhs into 5 being done, or 1 crore into 6 or 7 being done. So multiples of that only you can do. Clear? So 2 questions that you have got straightforward, and it can be a prelims question, but another statement is, keep on writing this. These are facts, prelims facts. Third statement in front of you is, only registered parties get to encash electoral bonds. बहुत easy है. This is a very easy question in front of you. only the registered parties are going to be allowed to encash the electoral bonds. What do you say now? What do you say now? Only registered parties get to encash the electoral bonds. How many of you would say that yes, it is very correct? How many of you are going to say this? Only registered parties. You see, I'm trying to play some games with your mind so that you can try to fit in one examination if there is such a question. Only registered parties is the word. Please see, only, what would you say? Registered parties that are registered with Election Commission of India. Very correct, very correct. I just wanted you to check that when I use the word only, how many of you get worried about this? But I suppose none of you have got worrisome about this. This is perhaps very correct that Election Commission of India, if you're a registered party with it, you can encash the electoral bonds. You can encash the electoral bonds. Clear? Now, another question. So just give me some minutes so that I can have some, maybe a right hit on the prelims questions. Please see. The registered political party, registered political party has no time limit, has no time limit for its encashment, for its encashment under the bond scheme or electoral bond scheme. Under the electoral bond scheme, registered political party has no time limit. If this, what I want to ask you, what would you say, that is this correct or wrong? Do remember, it is very wrong. It is very wrong. Why? Because we have to, the political party which is going to encash the electoral bond must do this within 15 days. Must do this within 15 days. Good evening, Upasna. Must do that within 15 days. This is a fact that you must remember. Only 15 days there are with you or with the political party. Once it has got the bond, it has only 15 days. Clear? Only 15 days are there. Now suppose there are some political parties which feel that I can do this work later. I have been delaying a lot of things. Let's delay this also. If the political party delays the deadline of 15 days, what will happen? Will this fund go back to the person who has given it because KYC is there with the bank? What do you feel? If the political party, as such, the normal could be that they would try to delay it, will they delay this? Just imagine, will they delay this? And suppose if they delay this also more than 15 days, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Please tell me. This is a very important question and you will try to just feel that this is going to somewhere come in the prelims examination. Please tell me where it will go. A very important one. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. This will go to, I'm waiting for the correct answer that would come by. Please tell me. I'm waiting for the answer. Let's see who will give me. Still waiting for the answer. Let's see how many of you can give me. No one. If this time limit is breezed, if these day limits are breezed, this is submitted to, this is deposited to, please see, this is deposited to Prime Minister's Relief Fund. Prime Minister's Relief Fund. This is deposited to Prime Minister Relief Fund. It is deposited to Prime Minister's Relief Fund. याद रखना है इसको. It is deposited to Prime Minister's Relief Fund. If the bonds are not encashed within 15 days, it is, yes, it is going to PM's Relief Fund. वो इसका नाम जो भी होगा उस लॉ के हिसाब से they will submit it to PM's Relief Fund. Clear हो गया सबको? हाँ, they will never be returned. That is very clear, Harry. Yes. चलिए, अभी इतना आप कुछ समझ चुके हैं. Now, what the things are, that these are perhaps some bonds, financial instruments that are used to in cash or maybe give cash to the political parties. Funding करने के लिए आया है. Now just see, no donor's name is there. That is very clear. Donor's name is not there. So the political party may not know about, or the people may not know about where this donation has come about. Now the problems, please see the problems. First is, it's actually a blow to democracy. It's a blow to democracy. Please understand, we tried to bring about this bond system or bond scheme just to save on that the people who are giving the money, they are not channeling it from some black money. But under the conditions or clauses of anonymity, under the clauses that the donor's name are not written, it's really a blow to democracy that what is happening at the back end, no one knows about this. It's a blow to democracy because anonymity is there and you will never get to know, anonymity is there and you will never get to know which person, which corporate has submitted this money to the political party. And in democracy, there is one notion that must prevail, that you are the powerful person. You must have every information at your dispense. And if you do not have it, your fundamental rights, your democratic fabric is perhaps shattered. Under the anonymity clause, that maybe they don't know who has given this, or you may not be able to find it, you are actually trying to give a blow to democracy. Second, it's a limitless thing. It's a limitless thing. That would mean that hundreds of crores can be given to the party without you knowing that which corporate gave it to the party. You will never know this. It's a limitless thing, and wherever limitless thing would come, it's a blow to democracy. Why limitless? There is no maximum limit on this donation. Anyone under this tag of anonymous, they would try to give a lot of monies to the political parties, and you can understand that there could be an excess, maybe for a quid pro quo, that if you help me, I help you with the policies. A lot of things are going on, and money can perhaps, it has been there, that it can try to buy, try to influence a lot of votes. A lot of votes. Got it? Right to know is violated. Very correct, very correct. So that means your right to know, that is your information, has gone away. Your right to information has already been violated. Your right to know has already been violated. And if you are not knowing a thing, how are you supposed to vote? For any democracy to work, you must have some right to know, right to information. You must have that what this political party has done, so it has garnered so many of maybe funds. If you don't know about this, you are still voting for it. What are those threats, the blows that this fundamental right might be facing? It's a blatant violation of your fundamental rights. So right to information has already gone. No one can inquire about that. Got it? Anyone out there who has not understood this? Please tell. Please tell me. Rights are violated. Yes, Aditi Singh. What else? What else? Anything else that you would want to add here? Okay. Now, third is the resource gap. Please see this. Resource gap. Now, how a democracy has to work. These are the keywords that I'm giving you, and you can use it anywhere. Resource gap means that ever this democratic system would have come up, it would have required a level playing field for the ruling party and for the opposition party. But if this is to work, if the electoral bonds are to work, and they have been working since last 3 years now, if they work, that would mean what? If this is working, that means the government of the day, the rule of the day, the people who are ruling in this whole era, they could try to have more of money coming to them, and still the opposition cannot get to know about from where this is coming. The opposition is very important for the democracy, and if the opposition is not able to know, because it's anonymous, how would you know that which corporate has given to whom? It is there only with the bank. It is there only with the bank. The opposition does not know from where this money has come, but it has come there. It is using this money. The opposition does not know about this. It's a resource gap. There is resource here, but there is no resource here, or very less resources here. And any government of the day is trying to maybe utilize it in its own sense, or can utilize it for its own sense. So this is the resource gap, that for the effective functioning of the democracy, the ruling party and the opposition must try to have, or must have, the details from where this party has got the fund. And if it is not happening, that is to mean that the opposition is not trying to have it, or the opposition does not have that much of clout, does not that much of money, which the ruling party will have. Anonymity would mean, please see, what you get is, the bank does not give out any detail. Bank only gives out bond. This bond is submitted to where? To the political party's office. And this office, if does not know that from where it has come, it has only got the bond, this office will not know this. That means you cannot inquire. Even if you go and ask them, they would say that, sir, I received this bond. I don't know who is there. I just got this bond. Opposition do play very correct, Abhishek. Without opposition, the democracy is just a misnomer. And I must say this, the current situations might be like this only, that without opposition, you cannot have control of whatever policies would come about. You ought to have a very strong opposition. And if that not strong, but such that they can try to have some effective questioning, effective accountability to the ruling government. Clear? Everyone clear out there? Clear? Everyone, is it clear? Anyone, any problem? Please tell me if there is any problem. Done, everyone out there? Okay. Now, please understand. I also want you to give me some time to let you understand that they have actually, this electoral bond has made some loopholes into the Representation of People Act. I just told you, no, encashment means that you can try and go to the bank. If you have this bond, you go to the bank will give you money in lieu of this bond. This is encashment. Loopholes into the Representation of People Act. Do take this very carefully. Representation of People Act had a section which mandated that any fund given above 20,000 must be reported, must be accounted, and it must be shown into the income tax files when it is being filed. But this electoral bond scheme, when it arrived, it has done away with all such sections which have made showing the money mandatory. Do remember this? The electoral bond scheme, as soon as it came, it has amended the section. Now, we cannot remember the section, so I just say that do remember this. It has amended the Representation of People Act so that there is no such mandating thing of showing or tagging down. If I'm getting something about 20,000, I don't have any responsibility to show it. The mandatory part has been done away with. This is what has been done. Clear, everyone? Clear, anyone? Okay. Do remember one more thing. Loopholes into the RPA. Please see. Not only RPA, there has been some other amendments also. I must tell you one thing more of RPA, Representation of People Act. One thing is that the mandatory clause has been removed. This you have understood. The mandatory clause has been removed now. And if someone is playing via electoral bond, he or she or the political party does not have to show from where this money has come. Whether it be about 1 crore or 10 crore. They don't have to show it. Another thing is, imagine, suppose you are MLA of maybe any constituency, MLA. What do you feel? Can you receive foreign funding? What do you feel? Can you receive foreign funding? Please tell me. Can you receive foreign funding? Can you receive foreign funding? Please tell me. Can you receive foreign funding? How many of you would say that yes, we can receive foreign funding? Or suppose the political party itself, is there an act? Prabhas says yes, 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 no, yes, no. Ahmad Zia says no. Mandating clause क्या मतलब है? Mandating means it's compulsory. It is necessary to show it. Mandatory clause. As I said, no, that above 20,000 you have to show it. That from where it has come. 20,000 and above you have to show it. याद रखिएगा. Under section 29B, you cannot remember the section, but do remember, under the RPA Act only, there is a section which says that no political party, no such office bearers can receive any foreign funding. Cannot receive any foreign funding. Please do remember this. You cannot receive any foreign funding. But as soon as this electoral bond scheme has come, even this has been done away with. That means now you are wide open to receive via electoral bonds any such money, any such amount from anywhere throughout the world. Across the world you can receive this because this has been done away with. I hope this is clear to you. Bond scheme. The bond scheme is as soon as the electoral bonds are going to launch, this is to be done away with. That your maybe the foreign funding that you used to get or that you used not to get, this foreign funding will be allowed. The foreign funding is now indirectly allowed because this has been done away with. Indirectly allowed. Why? Because any person making a shell company can try to purchase the bond and then submit it to the political party. This is a very, very concerning thing that has come up. Clear? I would also want to give you one more fact. Do remember this. Imagine you have maybe institutionalized a company. Your company is X and you have done this under Companies Act. Under the Companies Act, there was a clause that not more than 7.5%, please understand this, not more than 7.5% of the earnings of a company you can give to political party. Please see this. Not more than 7.5% of the earning you can give to the political party. That was the scenario. But this has also been done away with and there is no cap now. There is no cap now. That would mean what? That the company is limitless. See, it is limitless again, and that is again a blow to your democracy. It's a blow to democracy. Because earlier it used to say that only 7.5% of the earning that the company might have, they would give this earning to the political party or can give it to the political party, but this has been done away with and there is no such limit now. Clear, everyone? So they could also give you 100%. They can also give you 100%. Got everyone? समझ में आ गया है? That means what? I am giving you a keyword now. That means we are again channelizing the black money. In what sense? Just imagine, there could be a company and this company could set up many shell companies. Do you understand what shell companies are? What are shell companies? A lot of things have been going on over this. What are shell companies? राउंड टिपिंग इज मतलब बाहर से भी आ रहा है, यहां तो इंडिया में ही हो जाएगा. दिस विल हैपन इन इंडिया ओनली. Shell companies are the companies that do not have any business to do but only to siphon the money from one and give it to another. These are shell companies. They would not have any such work to do. They have just been registered for what? That they just take the profit and give it, show the on accounts, everything will be shown and they just give it to the political parties or anything they want to do. These are shell companies. Very correct, Pranjal, very correct. These are shell companies. So imagine I could try to have my profits shifted to this company and this company's profits, whatever this would be, 100% of it could be given to the political party because earlier Companies Act used to have the cap of 7.5%. Now there is no such cap, and it is 100% that the companies can give to the political parties. Got it? Subsidiaries. Subsidiaries could mean that parent company could be found. But when you institutionalize a shell company, it would be made like an independent one. Someone other's name don't have any relation with the parent company. With the parent company. Got it, everyone? समझ में आ गया है? Canalizing of black money. Okay. Now let's come to a very important part. You see, it's actually not a level playing field. Please understand what I'm going to say. Not a level playing field. And how is it so? Please see this. Not a level playing field. Please understand. The donor has come to the bank. It has come to the bank. Bank has done its all formalities. It has done the KYC. It has done the KYC. That means the bank has the records. Bank has all the records of this donor, and bank would issue a bond. This bond has nothing but only SBI and the amount. Only SBI and the amount. That is all this bond paper will have. That means this bank, SBI, has all the details. And if you are the government of the day, versus you are any person, you are any political party, you are any part of opposition, who do you feel would have more access to this data, this bank's KYC, this idea about who would have given this? What would you imagine? What would be this situation? If the companies can give 100% now, then what's the function of bringing shell companies in between? You see, why would a very good company show to that I'm giving 100% of my profit? They would not show this. That is to mean that anyone would try to siphon off 10% of its worth to another company. That company has only this 10%, but it is 100% for that company. This 100% could be transferred. So that is very correct, Sunita, and everyone out there, that if ISBI is going to have the KYC, the government of the day can just have a phone call, or maybe they'll try to bring about an informal meeting at PMO, and they would say that, what was the result? Who has given me this money? And every detail will come. But the problem is, these persons, these oppositions and the political parties, they are clueless. What is happening? We are not getting money. No one is giving us the bond, but they are getting a lot of money, and they may not even able to inquire, because when they go to the bank would say, no, I am under clause, I cannot reveal this. You don't have any right to get information from me. You cannot even file RTI. It is out of every ambit. Please understand, if such a blatant thing is there, isn't it the, perhaps I would say it is. It is our violation of right to privacy. Yeah, how can anything? But see, what is happening is, we cannot see this happens. We cannot say this happens. What we are just saying or stating is that maybe government of the day has a control over SBI. Government of the day has a control over public sector banks. It can try to take in the information if it so wishes. This is what I am stating. Does it take or not is something that again we can discuss anywhere else. But for the time, we just understand they might have some influence. They might have some sort of maybe requests and things going on, and they could do this. Very obviously, Shruti, very obviously, very correct. Done. Now, that will bring me about to what can be done. What can be done? First thing is, why do we need such electoral bonds? Why do we need such electoral bonds? In countries in the West, there is a system of maybe public funding. This is to mean that the public money will be used to conduct the elections, and the political parties that might be there in the race, they will be given the equitable distribution of resources. They can use the resources, and maybe they can try to win the elections. This is something that is happening in the West. But my question to you is, if public funding is allowed in India, what do you feel is a major problem? What do you feel is a major issue that we will have to fight or we will have to face? What it could be? Just imagine, in the West, there could be three political parties and they can try to fund these political parties according to their maybe expenditures. But in India, what it could be? Public funding, can it be done? Please tell. Please, you only understand and you only let me know. I think you can tell me the electoral bonds, if they are not to be used, and if I say that public funding can be done, and I tell you that there are certain problems with this, can you just, so many parties, please understand. Please understand. We don't have just two-party system. We don't have just three-party system. We have parties and multi-party system. To what all parties you will give? You don't have those many resources to be used. Very correct. So a lot of political parties are there. You cannot just choose to have public funding being done. And if it is being done, the problem is exchequer burden. What is that quantum that you will give them? You have your policies running by, you have your schemes running by. Where that money will go? It will all go to the election campaigning. The result is, again, your less expenditure on your development programs. Everything will be guided towards your electoral funding. Very correct, very correct. Absolutely correct. Second, so public funding is something that may not be feasible in the country. Very correct. Okay. Now, if I say that Election Commission has been asking for an auditor, can this be done? Election Commission has been asking for an auditor, and that could come from CAG. This auditor will audit the accounts of the political parties and would let the people know. They would try to give out an audit report and let the people know that from where what has come, where it has gone. So an audit report will come. Yes, very correct, Ahmed Zia. Very correct. Shruti also very correct. Lack of transparency will be there. Very correct. So Election Commission of India has been demanding that let's have some auditor, which could be recommended maybe by CAG or maybe by any such body or maybe by the judicial system. But then this auditor must audit the registered political parties' accounts and must submit a report, and that report can be made wide open so that the people have everything to know about what this political party has been doing. Do remember this point. Election Commission of India has been asking for auditor, and if it is done, it's a very, very positive step, I would say. Okay. Third is, and you can use this anywhere, judiciary as referee. I must tell you, this electoral bond, there's a petition that was filed. It was filed in 2018 itself. Association of Democratic Reforms has filed a petition in 2018, and still there is no such thing that has come out over this. The problem is, I must again give you a very, very important thing that I must tell you, as maybe you can also appreciate this point, that judicial inaction is never neutral. Hope you will understand this point. Judicial inaction is never neutral. Can you just imagine what I have written? Judicial inaction, G-A-U-D-I-C-I-A-L, judicial inaction is never neutral. What would this mean? Is never neutral. The judicial inaction can never be neutral. This is to mean that whether the judiciary is taking the decision or not, if it is taking, it's a very good point. But if it is not taking a decision, if it is not acting as per the required times, as per the need of the hour, it is not neutral. It is going to have some repercussions. It is going to have some things that would be spread into the society, into the political galleries, and there would be a lot of problems with this, because judicial inaction can never be neutral. If you are not taking an action, that does not mean that everything is fine. If you're not deciding over a case, it does not mean that everything is fine. If you're not giving sentence to any person, that does not mean he's not guilty. That is to mean that it's not neutral. Either it could be positive or it could be negative. And in such cases of democracy, in such cases of election and practices related to it, it is never towards the positive end. It will tend to have a negative repercussion being sent throughout. So judicial inaction is never neutral. You can remember this and you can use this anywhere you want to. But my sort of analysis is that judiciary can act as a referee. It can act as a referee in the sense that if you see, if the bonds have been used in that sense, if a lot of money have been garnered by some person or by some political party, judiciary can try to set in some benchmark, maybe some maybe reports or some maybe investigative teams could be set up just to find out what exactly is happening. Or if electoral bonds are working in that sense, judiciary will have to come as a referee and will have to take some decision. This is what I must talk about. This is the juncture where I would say this. Now also see this. Please see this. We said that the foreign funding is not allowed. We said this, but this has been done away with because electoral bonds can even be routed by the foreign players. Now see what? There is a foreign company here. This foreign company may try to have a company institutionalized in the country. So this is an Indian company, but at back we have the foreign company. This Indian company is working with the foreign funds. This Indian company is on the territory of the country and it goes to the bank. It does all the KYC and it gets a bond. See from where the money is coming. The money is being flown from here. This bond is given to the political party. See, indirectly, the foreign intervention has come to our election system. This electoral bond has opened up indirectly a door towards my funding of the elections. An indirect door has opened up towards my elections. This is something that you could talk about. Justice is not only to be done, it should visible also. Very correct. So you know all these, already the quotation that has been asked many times also, no? You must know this all. Okay. Now, one more thing that I must say, that is to say that voters sensitization and awareness. Now, this I would write at the last point, and awareness. We never ask for what this party actually is doing or where are the funds coming from. Once the voters ask for a report that please submit us a report that from where this is coming, then there would be something that these political parties would think of. They are having a lot of money from the people because these corporates, maybe this is our money that has gone to the corporate in some form or the other, but these are given to the government. Maybe we must have the right to ask them, and this must come via voter sensitization and awareness that do not only feel that you have to vote. It is said that one person, B.R. Ambedkar used to think like this, that one person is not equal to one vote. It's not one vote, it's one vote is equal to one value. There is a value that is prevailing in the democracy, and even if one value is threatened, this is going to shatter the democratic fabric of the country. So one vote is equal to one value, and you must get that value at every sort of your decency, at every of your foundation strength that you might have got with you. Got it, everyone? So this is only voters can bring about this. If you have some, or maybe the idea could be awareness campaigns that could be run so that they could ask for what is this, where is your fund coming from and how are you utilizing it. So that would be from my side today. And I think I have given you a lot of prelims thing also today. I have given you prelims thing also. Do you want to answer me one question if I ask you right now? Do you want to answer me a question? First write down the mains question and then answer me. First write down the mains question. Mains question. Electoral process was supposed to be made less influential via money, but electoral bond has given a backdoor entry to this influence, comment. You have to comment on this. Electoral process was supposed to be made less influential via money, but electoral bond has given a backdoor entry to this influence. Comment. You have to comment on this. Clear? Okay. I'm just giving you a last prelims question. Let me see how many of you can give this. Clear? Okay. I'm giving you a question of prelims now. Let me see how many of you can. Have you written this? Okay, I suppose you have written this. Please see. I want to just ask you a question that the electoral bonds, this is a prelims question. Electoral bonds are available with SBI, with the SBI throughout the year, and can be bought by any citizen of India, and can be bought by any citizen of India. श्रुति नहीं, आज 11:30 बजे नहीं है, आज 11:30 बजे नहीं है, आज हम बनाएंगे, कल के लिए करेंगे, कल करेंगे 11:30 बजे। चलिए बताइए, ये सही है कि गलत है? The electoral bonds are available with the SBI throughout the year and can be bought by any citizen of India. Is this true or is this false? Electoral bonds are available with the SBI throughout the year. ऋतुराज बोलती है नहीं है। ट्रू, आयुषी बोलते हैं ट्रू है, हैरी बोलते हैं नो, ऋतुराज फॉल्स। फिर से, व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? What others feel about this? Electoral bonds are available with the SBI throughout the year and can be bought by any citizen of India. नहीं, बॉन्ड तो उसके पास पड़ा हुआ है ना। जैसे कहने का मतलब है, आप शायद समझे नहीं इसको श्रुति, बॉन्ड अभी तक बिका नहीं है, बॉन्ड पड़ा हुआ है एसबीआई के पास ही, जब पैसा आएगा तब वो बॉन्ड देगा, इसके बाद सिर्फ 15 दिन के लिए इसका वैलिडिटी होगा, बॉन्ड तो पड़ा हुआ है। अहमद जिया बोलते हैं ओनली इन फेब एंड अप्रैल। चलिए देखते हैं और कोई। अर्जुन भी बोलते हैं ट्रू। व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? संध्या बोलते हैं करेक्ट है। चलिए इसका आंसर देख लीजिएगा। दिस इज इनकरेक्ट, दिस इज इनकरेक्ट। क्यों इनकरेक्ट है? इट इज नॉट अवेलेबल थ्रू आउट द ईयर, इट इज अवेलेबल इन जनवरी, देन फेब्रुवरी मार्च नहीं होगा, देन अप्रैल, देन मई जून नहीं होगा, जुलाई, then August September नहीं होगा, then October, and then again this cycle will follow, then not November December, again January, then April, July, October। ये देखिएगा, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग। और जनवरी चल भी रहा है, तो शायद ये फिर से चीजें उभर के आई थी, एंड हेंस आई टुक दिस टॉपिक। आप इसको लगा सकते हैं अपने पेपर 2 में, और याद रखिएगा वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रीलिम्स क्वेश्चंस आई हैव डिस्कस्ड टुडे, एंड कहीं ना कहीं हिट करेगा। अब आपका ये गलत नहीं होना चाहिए, ये निवेदन है आपसे, अब ये गलत नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर ये आता है एग्जाम में तो ये सही करके आइएगा। याद रखिएगा यही इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें होती हैं। अगर आप इसको ऐसे पढ़ेंगे कि क्या बन सकता है क्वेश्चन, मजा आएगा पढ़ाई में। अगर सिर्फ पढ़ने के लिए पढ़ेंगे तो शायद सब तो वही कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा तो अलग होना है दुनिया से, तभी तो दिखाएंगे टॉपर बन के। एंड आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट नाउ। हाँ, सेकेंड पोर्शन सही है, सेकेंड पोर्शन सही है, बाय एनी सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया, ये सही है। मतलब सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया होना चाहिए, दिस इज अ प्रेरिक्विजिट। अब आप पूछेंगे कि 10 साल का जाके कोई बच्चा खरीद रहा है तो उसका तो अभी वहां पे हो ही नहीं पाएगा, उसका सेटअप ही नहीं हो पाएगा। सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया होना चाहिए, ये आपका प्रेरिक्विजिट है, ये प्रेरिक्विजिट है। माय क्वेश्चन वाज ऑन दिस पार्ट कि थ्रू आउट अवेलेबल नहीं है, थ्रू आउट अवेलेबल नहीं है। क्लियर है? So that will be all for today, and we are meeting again in the plus course from 26th of January, I suppose। जल्दी अनाउंस हो जाएगा। आपका अभी स्पेशल सेशन चलता है 7 बजे, आप उसको अटेंड कर सकते हैं। You can join and enroll in the sessions that are happening CMC कोड है, याद रखिएगा. यू कैन ज्वाइन इट एनी कोर्स विद द यूज ऑफ CMC. थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच. देखिएगा ऑप्शनल अगर जो अभी तक नहीं लिए हैं वो ले सकते हैं. आपका कोड लगाना है CMC. जो चीजें आपको 2292 में मिल रही है फॉर 12 मंथ्स विल गेट इन 2063. यू कैन ट्राई टू हैव एन एप्लीकेशन ऑफ दिस. मेगा टेस्ट सीरीज चल रही है. देखिएगा द हिंदू आपका मंडे को होता है, मेडिवल ट्यूसडे को है, यूपी का आपका जो पूरा यूपीएससी साइंस है वो आपका वेंसडे को है, इकोनॉमिक्स थर्सडे को है, एंशिएंट आपका फ्राइडे को है, सीसेट सैटरडे को है. एंड आई थिंक दैट यू शुड ट्राई टू सिट इन सच थिंग्स. आप देखिएगा ऑप्शनल का भी हमारा लॉन्च हो गया, लॉन्च हो चुका है. एंड वी आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर बीइंग डन देयर. एक एनालिसिस भी हुआ, यू कैन गो एंड सी देयर. और आइकॉनिक सब्सक्रिप्शन जो लेना चाहते हैं वो ले सकते हैं. इट्स 1:1 मेंटरिंग दैट यू गेट. परहैप्स आई गेट टू इंटरेक्ट विद यू. और स्टडी प्लानर मिलता है, मेरे से क्वेश्चन आंसर का प्रैक्टिस मिलेगा, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ टेस्ट मिलते हैं आपको यहाँ पे. ओपन हाउस हो रहा है विद एजुकेटर्स. आई एंड यू कैन इंटरेक्ट लाइव. और 0% इंटरेस्ट रेट है, नो प्रोसेसिंग फी है. देयर इज लोन फैसिलिटी आल्सो अवेलेबल फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. तो आप इसको भी देख सकते हैं. और याद रखिएगा प्लस और आइकॉनिक में फर्क क्या हो गया, आपका मेंटरिंग का फर्क है. और जो आपका प्लस है वो 4333 का है. CMC लगाएं कितने का मिल जाएगा, 3899. और आइकॉनिक है 6208 एंड यू गेट इन 5587 इफ यू अप्लाई CMC. याद रखिएगा. थैंक यू सो मच सबको. बहुत बहुत मजा आ रहा है आप लोग के साथ. और अपना ध्यान रखिएगा, पढ़ते रहिएगा. बैचेस चालू हो चुके हैं, तो जिनको अभी भी भाग लेना है या पार्टिसिपेट करना है, दे कैन टेक इन दिस. मेगा कॉम्बैट हो रहा है 23 को. याद रखिएगा, अगर दे सकेंगे 1 घंटे के लिए समय निकालिएगा, आपका रैंक हमें पता चलेगा एंड वी कैन डिस्कस अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. आई थिंक दैट वुड बी ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. जय हिंद. अपना ध्यान रखिएगा. बिल्कुल. थैंक यू सो मच. और पसंद आ रहा है तो इसको प्लीज शेयर भी करिएगा, सब्सक्राइब भी करिएगा. थैंक यू सो मच. टेक केयर एवरीवन.